on back. We are here. This is our final Self-Care Saturday of 2021, and I absolutely cannot believe it. I can't believe that we're here and it's our last one. The year has just gone by.
I can't even believe it. I can't believe how many Self-Care Saturdays we've had. I was like, didn't
right
go say this was an idea? And now we're at the end of the year and we've done, so what was it, 20 something?
Yes, like 22, 23 Self-Care Saturdays that we've done for the year. Isn't that like amazing?
I mean, how come I ain't got no Self-Care Saturday background? I saw Jen pop up with one. I'm like, how come I'm out of the loop?
Jennifer, she did it, and I was like, oh my God, that's such a great idea. I have my PWEN background. And so then I grabbed it, and then, you know, Yolanda's just all over it. So, hey, why not? It's the last one of the year, so we can be uniform. So we absolutely love it. We just got to get Jennifer on here and get her to be able to stay up. So we are going to go around and introduce ourselves. I know everybody knows us by now, but we're going to be obedient to the agenda. So, you know, you already know, I'm your girl, I'm your phenom, PWEN founder, look, next level success coach, serial entrepreneur, traveler extraordinaire, Sharice L. Irby. Yes, yes, I'm here. I'm loving it. I'm excited. I'm thrilled. I'm doing cartwheels. I forgot to go get my my sparkling apple cider, so I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna have to run away and go get my cider for today because we gotta have a toast. So take it away. Who's next? Jennifer?
Yes, I was doing a little Houdini here. I was popping in and popping out. Like, I'm like, what's happening?
Right.
I'm here, now I'm not. Hey, everybody. Happy Saturday. I am Jennifer Brown, the Empowerment Director for the Tulsa chapter of the Phenomenal Woman. Woo! And I'm so excited to be here and to have all my sisters with me from around the world. We're missing one, but that's okay. She's going to join us a little bit later. But I'm so excited that you guys have joined us today and excited to be celebrating with you guys.
Yes. And I'm Yolanda, and I'm the managing director here in Phoenix, Arizona. Currently, I'm not in Phoenix, though. I am in Maryland. So I guess I am travel extraordinaire as well. But, welcome everybody. Cannot wait. I mean, like we were talking here a second ago, can't believe that this idea, just came to 23, 24, plus Saturdays that we were all together to be able to share that knowledge and just to touch our souls. So you know what, man, I can't wait to see what 2022 is going to be like. People's going to be sending us, like, can we just add an extra one this month? You know what I mean? Because I just love it. So you never know, ladies. Let's go on.
Hey all, I am Natasha Halliday. I'm here in Toronto, Canada, which is proven to be a snowy day. It's finally acting like winter. We've had some crazy mild weather. I have to be outside walking all the time because I'm loving it. And today is acting like it is winter, but it's all good. I'm so pumped. Like everyone else, I can't believe we're at the end of 2021. Like the year flew by, but what an amazing year. I think Self-Care Saturdays was one of the ways that we saw that we didn't have to let this pandemic ruin our lives. We were able to connect virtually. So we are connecting across the continent now because I'm over here in Canada, and we were able to have a great time discussing so many different ways to practice self-care. And I know my year was better for it, and I'm sure that your year was better for it. So welcome all.
Absolutely. Like we said, this year has gone by, and when I was looking at all the names, I was going back through and I was like, oh my gosh, it has been an entire year. And we've had all these wonderful speakers on. They have brought us like some phenomenal topics on self-care. I've been able to take care of myself on a whole nother level, given the topics that has been gone on for the last year. And so we're just wanting to take a moment and just highlight for any of those who are joining us, if you would like to join us and just type in the comments, like, what was your favorite topic throughout the year and how Self-Care Saturdays helped you in 2021? And we're going to take a moment and we're going to just kind of reflect back on some of our favorite speakers. All of our speakers was great. They were all my favorite because they all brought something different. But we're just going to take a moment and just go through and highlight some of those moments that was very key to us. And I'm going to get started because like I said, I enjoyed every speaker, especially the ones that were doing the healthcare, like Robert Caddy and Miss Stewart, as well as Marcus. He's out of Arizona. One of my top favorites, because I know it has so much positive feedback, was the self-care while grieving with Miss Victoria Idebiwa. And she did it in the middle of the year, but she came on and shared her heart with us, given that she had just lost her mom a few months prior. She lost her mom on December the 24th of 2020. And she just came on and she just shared her heart with us. But we got so much positive feedback from that particular episode. And people were inboxing us and saying how it blessed them for her to be so transparent. And that just, that really just touched my heart. And I just want to say thank you, Victoria, for sharing with us, because I know that was pretty tough for you. Then my next favorite was Miss Toya Forbes. If you know Toya Forbes, you know the energy. I just get excited even saying her name, because this woman will bring the power and the word with everything that she says. And she was talking about manifesting while dealing with self-care. And she just really dropped a lot of gems and nuggets that just I carried on, because when we talk about manifesting and we talk about self-care, sometimes those two, you don't even put those two in the same sentence. It's like manifesting and self-care. But when Toya broke it down and helping us understand that it is important for us to be in our right minds, to be in a healthy mindset when you are really wanting to receive something or manifest something in this earthly realm. It's important for your heart to be right, for your mind to be right, and for you to be healthy all over, to be able to receive those things. And then also being ready, being open to receive it, because a lot of times we ask for all these things, but we're not ready.
That's good.
We're not ready physically, we're not ready mentally, we're not ready spiritually. And so when she brought that topic of self-care and manifesting, I was like, oh, I see this on a whole nother level. So that's my two for right now. I'll come back later. But you ladies, will you please share what your favorite topics were?
That's hard to narrow it down.
I know, right?
I think with every Self-Care Saturday, there was always at least one nugget that was like a bomb, that was like the boom, this is why I had to be here today. And I think part of what I appreciated was, without getting into specifics, was understanding self-care from so many different concepts. Because we often think self-care is, and not knocking it, but the bubble baths, the pedicures.
Mhm.
And, for me, that's being in my PJs watching a movie on a Friday night. Everybody wants to be out and about, but I'm like, I want the downtime. For me is my self-care. But it was understanding, like, organization is self-care. We have to manifest. Dr. Tanya, what's her name here? I have it here. Dr. Tanya Gillum, when she said that, she said, she brought out much biblical truth there was in self-care. That shook how I thought about things, because I just hadn't really looked at it that way. And of course, why wouldn't God want us to care for ourselves? God asks us to do things for other people, but he doesn't want us to neglect ourselves. So there were so many things where I was like, oh, I hadn't thought of it that way. And I think that was one of the things that I appreciated the most, and expanding my portfolio of what self-care looked like in my life, and understanding that really my self-care is care for others, because if I'm not caring for myself, what can I offer to other people if I just deplete myself? So I was just loving so many of the things, so many of the nuggets. I have notes written here, notes written there. I think what I need to do is before I do my vision board is review my self-care notes so that it informs how I do my vision board. Because I've got my kitchen table now is already set with my Bristol board and my magazines, and I'm getting ready to do my vision board for 2022. But I think I want to review my notes from Self-Care Saturday to see how the tidbits, the things that really resonate with me, how can I use that to bring that into the next year and just level up yet again. So there was just so much. I can't even begin to comment, but I just loved it all. I appreciated the nutrition, the exercise, you name it. There was so many wonderful things, bringing in the finances. It was all, I think that the overall year showed the totality of who we are as beings and allowed us to address it from so many areas so that nothing was left untouched. And I appreciated that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, and I agree with you too, Natasha. Like, you cannot just pinpoint and say just one. You know what I mean? And it was crazy how each time that we had a self care, like the topics just kind of piggybacked off of the next one. You know what I mean? When we put that stuff together, and it wasn't even like scheduled that way. Literally, it was like you tell the speaker, hey, could you speak to the people, about Self-Care Saturdays, whatever. And they came to us with the specific topics, and just literally, Saturday after Saturday, it was like, oh my gosh, you just, kind of piggyback off of what so-and-so said last week. And, what we knew, what we were going on to talk about the following self-care. So I agreed. I can't even pick one, like literally depending on what the subject was. I was like, I can relate to that. Oh, and now I know I need to change this because it helped me look at things differently and understand differently. I was going to say Dr. Tanya Gilliam, be a little biased there too, family, but she definitely talked to me at a different level as well every time we have conversations. To the finances, we're always thinking about different things. And definitely the grieving actually hit me too, Jennifer, because it was right at the same time that my brother was murdered. So, to be able to actually hear and, hear that from a different area for someone else who's gone through, it was like, okay, Yolanda, it was okay, to sometimes say no. It's okay for you to take care of you and not be able to do some of the things that that you would normally do, because we have to take that time. It was just like one thing after another. Like, we can go through and just pick out each one and say, oh yeah, at this time I had that, at that time I had this. Or maybe at the same time that the self-care came up, it wasn't something that we needed to hear then, but guess what, you ended up hitting into it and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I remember on this particular message, I heard X, Y, and Z, and actually you just had a lot of things to be able to get together with, and understand and be able to put it to the test. So I loved it. Like, I'm sad that this is the last Self-Care Saturday, but that's only for 2021. 2022 is going to be a blast. Like, especially through everything that we've been going through as a country. I just think that this was the best thing that we could have done in 2021, is to be able to help to keep us all grounded in the different areas of our lives.
You all have absolutely said it all. I mean, I was just sitting here thinking, not only since we had 20 plus self-care Saturdays, that means we had 20 plus speakers come and be introduced to all of our audiences with their various topics. And I believe that Victoria's was so emotional. I think it grabbed our heart strings. And if you had lost anyone, it definitely just pulled you right there. But then also Felicia Jones. I remember when she was on, that even our dialogue that day just became so intense in a wonderful, wonderful way. And then Marsha, I mean, she took us like, self-care through the eyes of like entrepreneurs and business, our office mom. And it gave us a different way to yet again look at self-care and how we take care of ourselves. Because for PWEN, 85 to 90% of our partners and those who are connected with us are entrepreneurs. They may have their 9 to 5 and 1, 2, 3 businesses. And so to have Marsha come on and give her perspective was excellent. And we had a lot of engagement on that day as well. But and it's unfortunate. I was trying to look up her name because her name just escaped me. But Natasha
Watson O'Mara, but she has lots of handles because she's multi-entrepreneur as well.
Yeah, no, Marsha, I remember, but I was going to come to you.
Oh.
You brought another
Keisha,
person from Canada.
Keisha Luke.
Yes, her. I was trying to find her name in the thing because I loved her energy. And I love that we were on here talking about poop and what our poop should look like and how that would help us determine
how much water to drink and
health. And so, but I loved her energy. And so I still want us to like do something more with her. I loved her presentation because we have so many, we had, Bob Caddy, we had Marcus come on, we had all these wonderful nutritional and fitness people, experts come on, but for some reason I just the way she was like breaking things down, I just absolutely loved how that went down. So I really enjoyed her, and I was like, oh my goodness,
she does have tremendous energy.
Yeah, her energy was everything for me. And her frankness. And I was like, okay, how many groups are on live talking about poop and what our poop should look like and how many times we should be going a day and how food is impacting. But you know what? Those are the type of real conversations that need to take place, because when you start talking about health and taking care of yourself, all of that matters, especially once you start becoming a woman of a certain age, okay? Once you start becoming a woman of a certain age, all of those components go into your overall wholeness and wellness. So I absolutely loved it. And so I just go back and I think about just the amazing people that we had come on, and just to think. So to be honest, if we go back, Lisa inspired it, right? So when Lisa was here in 2020 for the Phenomenal Woman Empowerment Experience, and she said she came for me. She was talking to me and she's like, I came for you. I didn't just come for the speech. It just did something to me, okay? So then we had our Thursday night get downs, right? So for the rest of 2020, we had these Thursday night get downs, and it was all about really helping women get through the remainder of this pandemic year. I mean, 2020 was just, crazy for so many people. And so we wanted to just help women get through the rest of the year, be empowered, encouraged, equipped, and elevated. We wanted people to stay focused. We didn't want the pandemic to just run our lives and take over. And that started coming to an end. And it was like, okay, Lord, what do we do? Because that was so effective. And if you were like me, I was like hooked on Thursday night. I felt like a part of me left. I was like, oh my God, what do I do on Thursday nights? No Scandal, and now no PWEN. I was like, what happens with my Thursday nights? What do I do? But then the Holy Spirit said, okay, you've helped people get through, the rest of 2020. 2021 should be about self-care. We got to be focused on ourselves. And I put the challenge out there to Jennifer and ask all of you to team up, Natasha and Yolanda and Bree and everyone, and just, really show up for the women in 2021, not even realizing what all it would look like. I just know that, I had done a Selfcare Saturday, just me one, and I just knew with all of you ladies coming together and putting your hearts together, your spirits together, that it would be amazing. And you all like super exceeded anything that I could have thought or even imagined. And the depth of of speakers and experts that you all tapped into that was able to come to the platform, and to see the engagement of people. I don't think people look at those who have followed us throughout Self-Care Saturday. I don't think that their Saturdays have changed. And I think their lives have changed for the better. And I think another element that I personally love is all the dialogue that came from the topic on that day. I love this. I love that, the speaker would come and drop their nuggets, and then all of you experts, all of you have become experts. Look, Jennifer had to go off and get her own radio show and like do her own thing. She became an expert doing Self-Care Saturday. And all the commentary and all the dialogue that came from those topics, it was just, it changed my life too. I would be on the road and be like, it's Self-Care Saturday, even though I'm not on there, let me put in my AirPods so I can listen, going back in the hotel rooms and listening and being excited. I mean, so it was a game changer. Absolutely game changer.
Yes, and even when we had Tiffany Easley and the girls, right? And they all came together with being a boss. Like,
for momentum.
and
yes.
So, oh my gosh, we cannot say too much more, positive, other than, continuing to say how happy we were to be able to be where we are with those Saturdays.
Yes. And I agree with everything that you said, Ms. Cherise. It has been really good to do these Self-Care Saturdays with Yolanda and with Natasha and Anita and Bree. Anita started out with us, and we miss her greatly. But it's just, I love how when God gives you an idea and it just flows. And this last year with, and no matter where Yolanda is, she will jump on. She's a world traveler. She will jump on and be a part of. And Miss Natasha always has so much positive feedback, and just, her knowledge in being a therapist. And Bree, of course, I love Bree and just everything that she brings, just all around, just a lovable, like she's like one of those little snuggle bears. You just want to hug her all the time. And she's just so pleasant, and everyone. And this, I want to say, you ladies have made it fun. You've made it easy to connect with you regularly. Cherise, now we didn't, I wanted to not include you because I know you have a lot going on, but after our calls, we always do like a FaceTime, and we just kind of chop it up and say, hey, it was great and all that. And I wanted to not include you because I was like, I know Cherise is busy. I know she got a lot going on, but when we do our after self-care calls, those are the best, because we're always like, oh my gosh, that was so good. That was so good. And it's just one of those things. And I just absolutely love being able to connect with you ladies on that level. I feel like we're family. I know we're family. I won't say I feel like it. I know we're family because, I think about, we're thinking about breaking Natasha out of Canada.
Right. How can we dig a tunnel? It's like, how can we dig a tunnel and sneak her down through the tunnel?
I need to be at that May event.
We need you over here with us. Yes. We need you with us all the time. And
even the radio show, when I'm like, they're all there and I'm here over here on the phone.
Yeah. But it has been so good. Every speaker has like upped the notch. I think it was you, Natasha, that said it, or maybe Yolanda, that said like each week, the speakers not knowing each other, but each week is connecting. It's like making this full circle of like, oh wow, we are really taking care of ourselves on another level, and everything, absolutely, all the dots are connecting, and every little bit and piece just works for us. Natasha, I love the idea that you said that you're going to go back through your self-care notes to start your vision board. Because we did our show yesterday on vision board, and we just talked on another level. And I absolutely love that idea. I've actually started on mine, but I'm going to take a note and do what you're doing and go back through my notes to do that, because it's important. You know, our vision for 2022, you know, we know now, we don't know what to expect. We don't know what 2022 is going to hand us, but to know one thing, I know one thing, we will be prepared mentally and we will be prepared spiritually, because we kind of see what's going on, but we don't know what's going to come about this. But just staying in the right mind, having that vision for what we want to happen is going to be key. So I'm just so grateful to have each of you ladies to be a part of my 2021 and going into the 2022. It's just amazing, amazing. And as I said, we're gonna draw up a plan to break Tasha out of Canada.
Yes.
Listen, we need to get out the Canadian edition, because like this is, yeah, it's something.
That's
I just keep thinking, I'm like, I just need everything to be okay by May, because I need to be at the PWEN event in May. Like, that's just, listen, you know what? That's going on my vision board.
That's what I was gonna say. Put it on your vision board.
I've got my
That's
theme.
gonna be key.
It's the next chapter, so I'm going to try and make my vision board look like an open book.
Oh,
Because I did
Okay.
2020, it's in 4 blocks, because I did a window to my future. So I usually have a theme from vision board. So this one's going to be the next chapter, and I'm going to try and make it look like a book that's open.
All
And
right,
this
now.
book has to include being in person for PWEN events.
absolutely.
Awesome.
And so we look, God can make it happen. He's able. He can do
Yes,
all.
he
So
is.
you know, if it, I'm not worried. It's gonna happen. And we got like 4 months and some odd days, just about 5 months for God to make that happen. And He specializes in the impossible. So I'm not even
Absolutely.
tripping.
Yes.
I'm like, He specializes in the
Said that.
impossible. He's gonna make that happen. And if the Canadian government cannot get it together, He's going to show us how to get you out of Canada for then. We're going to be here in May. He's going to give us a revelatory, look, somebody on here going to create something that's going to be revolutionary.
Listen, got to make it work.
Right?
Listen, and y'all already know when Cherise starts and puts a plan together, it comes to fruition. So she said it. So we already know it's gonna be.
Listen, I can already see Cherise over in Canada, like maybe connecting with somebody, and then she'll call us up and be like, "Hey, we got another phenom. Oh, and Tasha is gonna be able to come to the thing in May." I can see Cherise making those connections. But hey, I want to shout out.
Stand with in my room, like I've got to be there.
It has to happen. It has to happen. So that's like a no-brainer. So I think here's a question that I kind of have. So I know that we all like have warm and fuzzies, etc. But what's the one thing that you think was maybe birthed in your life, or was a point of transition for you because you were connected to the Selfcare Saturdays? Because I know that God will manifest things. We'll be doing something for one reason, and because we're faithful here, He'll take that and He'll open up another door. He'll open up something else for us. Did any of you ladies have that experience as you were going through the year and being connected with Selfcare Saturday? Because it was so holistic with a W, and pouring into women around the world and not even knowing how you impacted their lives. Because I always get inboxes and people will always say, "Oh my gosh, here's what happened because of this," or "I was listening in," especially when we did the one on finances. There were ladies in my inboxes that was like, "I didn't even think about this. I hadn't thought about that. It changed my view." Same thing happened when we had Victoria, and we had and we were talking about grief and just mourning and the whole thing. And so the responses that I got were life-changing throughout the year with different topics that came up. But I would like to know if you all experienced anything like that on a personal level, and you're able to share that with those that may be joining us today.
I think, you know, the reminder of manifestation and what resonates with me. So I can't say it was exactly after that Self-Care Saturday that I started doing it, but I created, and I'm trying to see if I have one within reach. I created cards and they say, I am, I will, God says, and I already. And I just fill it in. And I've got, they're on my mirror, on my fridge, like, and so reminding myself regularly to make the statement, but make it visible. And then when I see it, I get to say it over and over again, right? And reminding myself what it is that I want to manifest in my life. So I really felt that Self-Care Saturday, it both reminded me, but also gave me new ways to walk in manifestation. And so that was really helpful.
Awesome.
And I would say for me as well, doing that too and being able to see it and speak it, is to be okay with saying no. You know what I mean? So for me, I'm one that if 10 people came to me with their issues or needed help, I was going in knowing that I might have been broken down or couldn't really function or whatever, but I always felt like, okay, I got to give them, I got to do for them. And this year actually helped me to be able to do for Yolanda first, and be okay with that, and be okay with if somebody says, hey, Yolanda, I need you to come to my event to do X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay, I got to go and do it and help them out and forget about me. No, this year, I actually focus a lot more on me to be able to help me to be better. Because at the end of the day, when I sit back and think about it, if I run myself down with doing those things, I'm not going to be any good anyway, right? So I got to fill me up first to be able to do whatever for others. So the biggest thing for me was being able to say no and feeling okay about it. Because it really hurt me before that I had to tell somebody no. It's like, and I will always try to still find a way to turn that no to a yes, you know? So that was it. And it was also, you know, talking and manifesting, like putting up those things to be able to get through that self-doubt, you know, because there's things that we doubt ourselves about, but to be able to see it and then talk about, you know, and speak it multiple times like you, Natasha, that there also helped to be able to make me stronger too. So
that's powerful, Yolanda.
That's awesome.
That no thing is a powerful thing. Powerful 2 words.
Yes, it is.
normalizing that no.
Yeah.
I would have to say for me, a little different. All the speakers and everything that was that went forth throughout the year, it helped me in so many ways. But I think just being a part of this platform every single first and third Saturday, it got me out of a comfort zone. It got me out of a not so much a comfort zone. It was a fear zone, and I had a fear of being in front of the camera. I had a fear of being in front of people and talking, and just the encouragement that came along with you ladies every week, from the speakers, from the feedback that we got. It just built me up even more. It let me know what I gained most from this is God said that all that you have it in you. All that you need, you already have. And to not allow the self-doubt to get in the way. Because I kid you not, before we started doing Self-Care Saturdays, you couldn't even give me $1,000 to get in front of the camera. Like, no. And it's like, God was like, girl, I am so tired of you.
Right.
And Jennifer, you are a natural. That's the crazy thing.
I'm shocked. I didn't know that. I'm hearing of it.
Toya Forbes, I created a position for her, and she's like, girl, you don't need me. I was like, I need you to be my camera coach. And she's like, you don't need me. But just the encouragement, that is what I really got from, mostly from this. because everything else just kind of fell into place. You know, all the self-care tips, everything. And it just allowed me to stand in the mirror and look at myself and say, okay, you got what it takes. You have enough. You are enough. And let's go forward. And in the midst of, still take care of yourself. Still normalize that no. Don't try to be the person for everybody. Still take care of your health, because all those things, those 24 speakers, they are giving you tools that you need to master 2021, 2022, and going forward. So that was, I would say, my biggest takeaway. And I told you, Miss Cherie, she already knew. she tried to like smooth it over, like, I want you to head up Self-Care Saturday, and I want Yolanda and Tasha and Bree, but I knew what she was doing.
I want them to support you.
She's doing it all along.
I'm gonna hand this to you, but
but I appreciate that. And then also the last thing, I appreciate the patience. The patience from the leaders. You are all leaders. I appreciate the patience. You know, as we have grown, I think we all have patience with each other. And this Self-Care Saturday has not only taught me that, it is just to taught me even more to be more grateful for the people that are around you, because this is what it looks like when you have the right people on your team and in your circle. You grow, you grow and you flourish. And here's our girl, Brianna Graham.
Yeah.
She has entered the building. Whoop, whoop,
hey,
whoop, whoop.
Bree, whoop, 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 whoop. Welcome.
Yes, we're so excited that you're here, girly girl.
I was like, better late than never. I gotta hop on.
Listen,
Yes.
we've been waiting for you. We want you here.
Yes. So, Miss Sharice, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you, Natasha. Thank you, Anita. Thank you, Miss Brianna. And we'll catch you up, Bree.
Yeah, we'll catch you up. I absolutely love that. And that was the vision. And I think I've said this before, because you and Natasha both, I mean, when I first met Natasha, she was like, I ain't with this Facebook Live. Somebody had told her that she needed to start going live. And she's like, I respect them. I love them. But this is for the birds. I don't need this, and like we had this conversation, and then, fast forward, and here comes 2021. And I'm asking two people for sure who don't like to be in front of the camera, who have transformed. I mean, like, I just absolutely transformed. Absolutely. Yolanda, any final words? I'm going to interrupt what I'm saying since you got to leave us. Any final words, final salutations?
Literally, at the end of the day, ladies, as if you had not seen and just hear all the things that we've talked about, please just make sure that you do connect with us at some point. We have a Facebook, we have a YouTube, we have our website, we have our blog. There's multiple ways to be able to get in contact and get connected with us, and just look at the different things that we will be having for you guys. Love you all, and we're here for anybody, even if it's that one-on-one, just to be like, hey, I didn't want to come into that big setting, but can you help me? Can you say this? Can you encourage me? Whatever it is. Either one of us ladies, we're family. We do not judge at all, because who are we to judge, right? We all have been broken or something at some point of our lives, and we're here to encourage. That is the thing that our leader, Miss Sharice, has actually bestowed upon us, is we are there to be able to empower and encourage and to be able to make sure that you all get exactly where you are. We're going to meet you where you're at and be able to help bring you up. So I love you all, and I gotta go though. So it's been nice. Here's 2021 going out with a bang, and we're just gonna go 2022. We're just gonna go continue to go, forward. Yes. All right.
We love you.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day. Love you, Yolanda.
Yeah, it was just absolutely amazing when the Holy Spirit started showing me the faces I knew that Jennifer was going to be, the leader. And then the Holy Spirit started showing me the faces to be able to build this team out and support. And I was like, okay, so two of the people, they really not even that big on Facebook and live and, you know, getting in front of people. Although I don't know where Natasha came, because she like has blossomed into this comedian, and she done took over Instagram, and the girl is like everywhere. So I was like,
It
what
just took me a minute. I just needed a little encouragement.
But I was like, I was just blown away, because specifically, you know, from Anitra, you know, Bree, everyone, he showed me your faces and a role. And I asked you all how this may have led into something else for you all. I think for me, it's God's affirmation once again. You know, my prayer is always that when I do something, that God will affirm what it is that I've done, because everything that I do, I want him to get the glory, and I want to be in his footsteps, and wherever he is, I want to be there, and I want to be obedient to what he's wanting to take place in the land. And so, you know, Self-Care Saturday, I had been doing that for a while, just solo. And so, you know, you kind of have a baby. And he said to me to hand that baby off. And for me to kind of be, you know, part of the supporting cast, hands off. You know, this was like Jennifer and all of you. This was a team group effort led by someone else that was not me. And within PWEN, that's the first time that I've taken that much of a hands off. You know, Jennifer knows in the beginning, I would be like, okay, now who's the speaker? And I got to go look them up. And I have to go, like, I had to do this research, because I'm very particular about who we're putting in front of the people, because I feel this sense of responsibility and accountability. And God said, you just got to trust your phenoms. You got to trust your people. I've given you people for a specific reason. I showed you their faces, and I wanted them to be a part of this. And you just have to trust them. And that was very, it was very easy, but it was very unsettling, because I've just been so hands-on with PWEN. And to see how you all took it, and look, sometimes I didn't even know who the speaker was till the night before. And I see it, be like, oh, okay, that's who's coming. Okay. That became like a thing for me. I was excited. I'm like, I can't get to meet some of the people I knew, but some I didn't. And that just became such a wonderful element. And to see each one of you just flourish and just take this and run with it and feed the people, serve the people, it just warmed my heart, my spirit. Yeah, I'm trying not to cry. I'm overjoyed, because you all have such a giving heart and a servant spirit, that you took time away from your own businesses, your jobs, your families, to be able to create twice a month this platform that blessed so many women and men. We know it was men on here watching. Blessed so many people. And you did it so selflessly. And that just, yeah, I don't want to cry, but that just, it just did something for me, that you all embraced it. And so thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for coming together without me. Thank you for having the FaceTimes without me. Thank you for coming up with the topics. I didn't come up with a topic all year long. It just was so refreshing. And, you know, it gave me even an opportunity to sit back and be fed as well, you know, because I do, Jennifer always gets on me, because like I do 150,000 things and then come up with something new in the midst of that. But at the same time, you know, at the same time, I'm a woman. At the same time, I'm an entrepreneur. At the same time, you know, I was still grieving and mourning the loss of my love. At the same time, you know, I have family members that came down with COVID. It's like, you know, my brother, my oldest son, and his wife, they've all had COVID throughout this year, and dealing with that, and just everything that comes with it. Because two of them, my brother and my son, they're asthmatic. You know, my brother was hospitalized. My son was like fearful. He was like, "Am I going to be on a respirator?" Because he's asthmatic. And so there's all these things that even behind the scenes we all deal with that people don't necessarily see. And for me to show up on the Self-Care Saturday, sometimes it was actually very therapeutic for me. Natasha, you were talking about resilience and in your vein for a Self-Care Saturday, and it was like so on point for me at that particular time. And I was like, how did they know to come up with this topic on this week? Because I needed to hear this on this week, and so your ability, each and every one of you, to be in tune with the Holy Spirit and in tune with the women, in tune with the ladies and what we all needed. I'm in that category because I wasn't part of the planet. So to be in tune with our needs was spectacular. And it just, did something for me on a whole nother level. So I am grateful on a whole different level, grateful for each and every one of you, grateful for the gifts and the talents that you have, grateful for your growth, and just grateful for your willingness to say yes, because each one of you said yes, and you didn't take long to say yes, and I appreciate that. And so let me stop. Let me go back on mute and let's catch Coach Bree up and get her input in all of this. So Jennifer, you want to catch her up with, all the questions and everything that we had talked about even before she joined us, because I'd love to hear her responses.
Yes. Well, before I do, I just want to say thank you, Sharice, because listen, I wanted to make sure that I know you've put this in our hands and you trusted us with this, but I wanted to make sure that we definitely made you proud and the follow through, and I had the right people helping me make this happen every first and third Saturday, even in between. And so I'm just so grateful, everything that you ladies have done. And we wanted to make sure that you got the rest too. So that's why we didn't include you in the video calls. It was no shade, nothing like that, but we just wanted you to rest too.
I appreciate it.
But Bree, so we are just kind of going through the highlights of the self-care, which ones, all of them were great, but which ones are most memorable for you and that was most effective in your life? And then how has Self-Care Saturday helped you in 2021?
Of course, there were a couple that were memorable. Before I get on there, let me show y'all something. So Amazon just knocked on my door and I ordered a microphone setup thing so that I could be official in all of my stuff. So I'm excited to get that set up, but I'll put it to the side for now. But there were definitely of course every single one was amazing. Every single one was on point. There was one time we were talking about just really strategizing our day and our life, and I'm trying to think of her name and I hate that I can't remember it because I remember her PowerPoint. Her PowerPoint is vivid.
Marsha, that was Marsha.
Marsha, office mom.
Yes,
Marsha.
it was. Oh my gosh, Marsha was reading me for filth. I was like, oh my goodness. She don't even know how much I needed everything that she just talked about. So I actually went back and watched that one a couple of times, and I kind of want to go back and watch it again, especially going into the new year. That one for sure. Juanita would master your morning for massive success. I think I booked her for the rest of 2022 because I'm like, girl, everybody needs to know this. And I'm trying to think. I mean, of course, it was just even when we got together and just bounced off of each other, and I was just like, y'all, you just need it. Sometimes you need that space to vent, and just kind of let free. Sometimes you just need to hear someone else's perspective of how they live their life and how they view a certain subject or a certain I mean, just whatever, because a lot of us are moms, a lot of us have businesses, a lot of us have these things, and to know that somebody else has gone through something that you may be going through. Felicia was another really good one. That was one that we connected on, just her story and how resilient she's been in overcoming the things that she's gone through. So just knowing that moms, women, business owners, people, professionals all go through things, and we come here and we meet and we talk about ways to get through those things, and it's like, oh, I'm not the only one. So that's the memorable part of all of this. The second question, let me think. I don't even have to think. So it has helped me, especially going through 2021, because I said this to Jen yesterday. Like, God told me to watch Jennifer. Like, that's what he told me. He was like, watch Jen, like, Holy Spirit, watch Jen, watch how she shows up, watch how, like, look at her, watch how she serves. And I've done that 2021. And I always saw her, like, I admire that about her. I admire how she shows up for things. I admire how her consistency and her servanthood, and I follow behind that. It's just like, we just laughed about it yesterday. But I feel honored and I feel blessed to be able to be in a space with you, Sharice, and with you, Jennifer, and meeting Natasha and watching women like step into their greatness and be able to lock arms and do it together. So I feel like it's made me, I mean, I've always felt like I was a great person, but I feel like it's made me a better person. It's made me, like, even in my business and my life, just show up for things, like show up with intentions, show up with greatness. Like if you're gonna show up, don't halfway do it, right? So I've been doing that, moving through 2021, and now that we're at the end of it, I can say that it's like I've exceeded anything that I've ever prayed for. And I know that there's more to come, right? So, but being able to show up for something consistently and be here consistently and be with you guys consistently, it's helped me in a lot of other areas. So I love y'all and I appreciate it. So I will back off.
Oh, we love you too, Bree. Before you came on, I was like, you're like a little snuggle bear. We just want to just hug you because we love your energy. Bring this energy with you that is just amazing. And, you know, I appreciate all your kind words, but you play a big role in the lives of the women of PWEN. You show up and what you bring to the table, it is what's needed. And so we want to say thank you for that. I love saying thank you. And I think that's my favorite word. I need a shirt or something like that.
That says thank you. That just says thank you.
If I ain't got nothing else to say, I'm gonna say thank you.
Right.
Thank you. And but we absolutely love, you know, we love you and being a part of PWEN. Who knew that back in, was it 2017, 2018?
I got the picture and it came up on my memories and I meant to screenshot it to you.
Who knew when we snapped the selfie together that we will be here in this meeting? Like I would have never, ever known. I remember looking across the table at you and your husband. I was like, oh, they're such a cute couple. And here you are, your family now.
Yes, I love it.
It's just amazing. So is there anything else you ladies would like to share before we get ready to close out? And
I do want to say this. I do want to share this really quick. I also want to commend you all, and I hope that ladies around the world are encouraged, because here are all of you women who have come together and from all over. You know, Natasha's in Canada, Jennifer and Bree, you're in Tulsa, Yolanda and Anitra in Arizona. All of you work together to do this for a whole year, twice a month. You work together. And you know, I wasn't in the FaceTimes, but I know, because you know, God is all knowing. There was no fighting. There was no backbiting. There was no undercutting. It was all love, puppies, and rainbows. And but I say that and I bring it up because, you know, again, it is a testament that women can come together in love and in service, in phenomhood, sisterhood, friendship, and come together and serve. And there doesn't have to be the condescending nature and the backbiting and all of those things. I've had people in other states when I've done PWEN open houses, and their first question to me is, I don't want to be a part of something that is catty and belittling, and what makes PWEN different. And the only way that I can answer is that God has just given this organization an anointing that all of you ladies bring with you, that all of that kind of stuff doesn't exist in what we do. There's no space, there's no room, there's no tolerance for it. And you all have been that example to the world that you can work across countries, across state lines, across, you know, all these different variables that sometimes can catch other people up, and you can come together and lock arms genuinely and be able to serve. And you all have set that example. I mean, the love, the appreciation, allowing each other to operate in your lanes and your strengths. And, you know, you shared speakers that you're bringing in from different places and different, you know, with different levels of expertise. And you just rotated that thing around. And that's beautiful. That is beautiful. And I don't know, people probably just took that for granted. But I see you all, and that's a shining example to womankind and the world. And y'all did this thing. Y'all did this thing. Y'all did this thing. You did this thing. Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, we should clap it up. We should clap it up. We should clap it up because you are absolutely right, Cherise. And that's what I love about it. Our hearts were pure. We were genuine each week that we showed up, and we still like each other. I love y'all.
We do.
Absolutely.
I think it grew. They say like it's a romance.
Completely grew.
It's like a romance, a phenom-mance. We got to come up with a word for it. It grew.
Somebody wants to say hi. You think it's a kid, but it's not.
Is it the puppy? Oh. Hey, puppy.
She's just like, hold me. I'm like, bro, wait. You're a kid.
Yes. God. Well, we're just listen, it has been all smiles, and we are coming to an end. This has been our celebration as we've looked back on Self-Care Saturdays for 2021. If you're just joining us, we want to thank you. And I want to say shout out to Miss Janie Williams. She's been watching us. We love you, Phenom. Thank you so much for your support with PWEN and joining us today. This has just been a celebration and a highlight. I don't have a ball to drop down, but I just want us to just clap it up and cheer because we have 2022 coming up and it's going to be amazing.
So excited.
Absolutely. Yay!
Super excited. And before we close out, we're going to do a little cheer. Like if you have some little bubblies, some coffee or whatever, because I have warm tea. If you have anything, we want to cheer to you and just say we love you and we are praying for you going into 2022. But before we do that, Miss Cherise, is there anything else you'd like to share?
I think I have said it all. I mean, stay tuned because, you know, the Holy Spirit hasn't revealed the it thing for 2022, but I know it's coming. So y'all get ready. Y'all get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready.
We're gonna be doing something. It's coming. We're gonna be doing something. So just stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Yes. I think I've said it all.
All right. Well, if you have anything to toast with, we want to take these last few seconds and to toast to you guys and say, here is to 2022. We look forward to all the amazing things that God has in store for you. Know that PWEN is here to meet you right where you're at in life. We are growing, we're amazing, and we want you to lock arms with us because there's amazing things in store for 2022. So cheers to you, ladies. Cheers. Woo, 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 woo. Yay. So excited. So if you're watching a replay, please share this with others. If you've been tuned in, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, everyone. I was trying to find some music for us to go out on. I was trying
Oh,
to find
you can get us some
something.
music. Get us
I
some
love the
music
idea of having music.
before we close out. Let's close out with a little something.
A little jam.
What do we need? What do we need? I was trying to find something quickly.
I say we do We Are Family since we're saying we came together.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Let's go. We got to have some music. We Are Family. We're going to go find that. Look. And
Brianna's excited about her mic.
So excited. I am so excited.
I was when I got
Excited.
mine, and then I haven't used it much, but I have my podcast mic here. Oh, you can't even see it. It's fading into the thing, but I got
Fade
one.
now.
But my lives are coming back for 2022. I got to get myself organized.
I know it's supposed to be a
Awesome.
little podcast mic. I'm not
Nice.
podcasting, but you know.
is it loud? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Can you
A
hear it?
little, yeah.
You can get it up a bit more.
I'm trying.
I can't sing. I don't know if y'all
That's
want me
as
to.
loud as I can get it.
Oh, that's good.
Sing, Jennifer. Look, y'all say.
Absolutely not. You don't want me to sing.
Don't want me to sing either. It's not my
Y'all be
gift.
like, oh no.
Sing, but
close
I
it
don't
down.
sing that high. I'm a tenor.
Listen,
I'm like
we
getting
can
some
lip
notes,
sync.
and some notes I'll sound like somebody strangling a cat if I try to sing too high.
Hey,
Go ahead, Brianna, use your mic and go
it's
ahead.
not my
Listen
calling.
who.
It's not my calling.
We need Yolanda. She's our songstress. We
Is
can
she?
lip sync.
Oh,
So yes, cheers, ladies.
cheers. We're
Cheers.
so happy. Thank you.
We love it. Love you all.
This was an
I
amazing
love
part
you
of
guys. I'll
2021.
see y'all later.
Love to y'all.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye.